um, okay, hello and welcome to the Alternative Futures World. This is, what episode are we even on? Episode 8. This is episode 8. How am I forgetting the episodes? Probably because it's been a while, it's been a while since I did one of these, and a while since I've, uploaded in general. So I've been gone for so long, just been getting ready for school and stuff, so, yeah. Let's just get into it. So first of all, we have a little something going on over here. There's some paperwork going on between Israel and Palestine. Now, it's not a peace treaty in Gaza. This is like early 2040s, so the war in Gaza has already ended. And just something going on between these two. No one knows what it is, but there's paperwork going between the two. No one knows what it is, though. Next, the Anglophone, or however it's pronounced. How many times are they going to do this? Decides to completely break away. I think it looks a little something like this. I don't know, that's just an estimate. I'm dumb. So, just excuse me if I make any dumb mistakes. As everyone knows, I am very dumb. So the Anglophone breaks away and declares war on Cameroon. They immediately begin to expand out, as Cameroon was not really expecting this. However, Cameroon soon mobilizes their forces and begins to make a counterattack, managing to encircle a small force of Anglophone troops, and however they retreat into Equatorial Guinea, into the island here. The Anglophone continue to expand up, however they get cut off and they're being pushed back severely now. Eventually they're completely pushed out of Cameroon, and Cameroon makes an offensive into the Anglophone. The Anglophone manages to push them back a little bit up here and then hold out until Cameroon sends forces here and cuts them off from the coast, eventually causing the Anglophone to capitulate. However, what happens next? For some reason, Nigeria decides it's a nice time to declare a war on Cameroon, because why not? And, Nigeria is, a lot stronger than Cameroon, so this is going to be pretty easy. Nigeria easily pushes in, captures the Anglophone. Cameroon manages a small offensive near their capital, but eventually their capital is captured, and eventually, why does it do that? Eventually, Cameroon surrenders over to Nigeria, but then we have more things happening. Because, remember someone wanted me to do this, so, yeah. Just give me a minute. The Boko Rebellion breaks away. Now, I have no idea what the borders of the Boko Rebellion look like, so I'm just guessing. And this kind of leads Nigeria and Cameroon to now be on the same side. And the Anglophone decides now it's time to be independent again. But because the Boko Rebellion kind of took Chad and Niger's land, they aren't too happy about that, and they also declare war. So now the Boko Rebellion is fighting a 4-front war. We know a 2-front war is not good, a 3-front war is worse, and a 4-front war is really bad, but the Boko Rebellion decides to put all that away and just continue to push out as the Anglophone gets into a stalemate with Cameroon. The Boko Rebellion pushes out into Nigeria, Chad, and Cameroon. until we have another country join this war, because, well, land. We have, the Congo joining for, once again I said land, invading into Cameroon. They won't invade into Chad, just Cameroon. Wait, they also decide to invade into Chad since they're on the same team. However, Chadian troops are the first to make a move into Boko Rebellion, into the Boko, or the Boko, I'm going to be calling that, and make offences into the north. With this, the Boko Rebellion calls their troops out of Chad, kind of causing Chad to, wait, I'm using the wrong colour. There we go. Instead, they shift their focus to getting over to Togo and Benin, so they begin to do that, but Nigeria and Niger stop them in their tracks as well. They're kind of getting close to Niger's populated areas, which they don't want happening. The Congo continues to make their advances until eventually the Cameroon army, with reinforcements from Chad eventually stop them. But the reinforcements from Chad kind of gives the Boko Rebellion time to push back a little bit and back into Chad. However, it's not too major. I had to choke on water. Anyways, back to the video. Chad continues their successes into the Boko Rebellion. They go pretty well until eventually until eventually the Boko Rebellion stops them. Eventually the Anglophone also gets their stuff together in one colour and kind of pushes out, but it's not too major. But it also gives time for the Congo to push out. Eventually we have a major counterattack up here, cutting off a Boko Rebellion army and causing it to surrender. However, about only 100 managed to retreat into unknown areas. They pushed back slightly and managed to reconnect to a tiny army that was encircled. It was actually just a thing that I accidentally didn't leave colored in, but yeah, nonetheless. So they all just decide to push into the Boko Rebellion and hope for the best. They do okay, but they're kind of focusing it, and it kind of causes the Boko Rebellion to need to pull out a little bit. However, some troops continue their focus on getting to here, because, well, this is more populated, and if they can, you probably know their plan. Once again, the wrong colour. So some continue heading into the more populated areas and do okay. However, the invasions into their own territory kind of start to get a bit too much, so they stop, well, before making a little bit more gains, but then they stop. Now they stop. Eventually all sides agreed to make a peace treaty, so let's see it. Well, let's take a look at this peace treaty. So we have the Boko gaining full independence, and honestly they kind of look like Afghanistan if it was flipped onto their side. Cameroon loses a bunch of land. The Anglophone is now independent. The Congo gains land. And yeah, that's really it. But Chad has some interesting news for all the other countries, and it might change a few things.